Picture this, a place where the ground literally breathes, where you can watch a geyser so predictable you could set your watch to it, and where bison outnumber tourists on some roads. Welcome to Yellowstone, America's first national park, and honestly, one of the most alien landscapes on Earth. But here's the thing nobody tells you. Most visitors only see about 20% of what this park has to offer. They hit Old Faithful, take a selfie, and leave. Big mistake, because some of the most jaw-dropping spots, they're hiding in plain sight. Today, I'm breaking down 15 incredible things you absolutely need to experience in Yellowstone, and trust me, number 11 is going to completely change how you see this park. Whether you're planning your first visit or your fifth, stick around because I guarantee there's something on this list you haven't heard of. Let's dive in. Number 1, Old Faithful and the Upper Geyser Basin. Okay, yes, we're starting with the obvious one, but hear me out. Old Faithful isn't famous for nothing. This geyser erupts every 60 to 110 minutes, shooting up to 8,400 gallons of boiling water as high as 180 feet into the air. That's insane when you think about it. But here's the insider tip. Don't just watch Old Faithful and walk away. The Upper Geyser Basin contains the largest concentration of geysers on the planet. We're talking over 150 geysers within 1 square mile. Walk the boardwalks, and you'll see Morning Glory Pool with its stunning rainbow colors, Castle Geyser that looks like ancient ruins, and if you're lucky, you might catch Grand Geyser, which erupts less frequently, but reaches heights of up to 200 feet. The best time to visit. Early morning, fewer crowds, better lighting for photos, and the steam rising against the cool air creates this mystical atmosphere you won't forget. Pro tip, download the NPS app or check the visitor center for predicted eruption times. You can actually plan your day around when geysers are expected to go off. Number 2, Grand Prismatic Spring. Speaking of things you won't forget, Grand Prismatic Spring might be the most photographed spot in the entire park, and for good reason. This is the largest hot spring in the United States and the 3rd largest in the world. The colors are not edited, they're not enhanced. That vivid blue center surrounded by rings of yellow, orange, and red, that's real. It's caused by heat-loving bacteria called thermophils that thrive at different temperatures, creating those distinct color bands. Now, here's what most people miss. The boardwalk gives you a ground-level view, but the best perspective is from the Fairy Falls Trail overlook. It's a moderate hike, about 1.6 miles round trip to the overlook point, and from up there, you can see the entire spring in all its glory. Absolutely worth the extra effort. One more thing, visit on a calm day if possible. Wind can blow the steam over the spring and obscure that perfect rainbow view. Number 3, Lamar Valley Wildlife Watching. Forget the zoo. If you want to see wild animals in their natural habitat, Lamar Valley is where it happens. This area is nicknamed the Serengeti of North America, and it earned that title. Bison herds numbering in the hundreds, gray wolves hunting at dawn, grizzly bears foraging on hillsides, pronghorn antelope, elk, coyotes, eagles. It's all here. The key is timing. Dawn and dusk are prime viewing hours. Bring binoculars or a spotting scope. Find a pullout along the road. And be patient. Some of the best wildlife encounters happen when you stop trying to chase animals and just wait. And wolves? If you're serious about seeing them, talk to the wolf watchers who set up along the valley. These dedicated enthusiasts track pack movements and are usually happy to share their scopes and knowledge. Here's something wild. The wolf population here was reintroduced in 1995 after being absent for 70 years, and it completely transformed the ecosystem. Even the rivers changed course because of how wolves affected elk behavior. Nature is incredible. Number 4, Mammoth Hot Springs. Now this one looks like it belongs on another planet. Mammoth Hot Springs features terraced formations of travertine that cascade down the hillside like frozen waterfalls. The white, orange, and cream-colored deposits are constantly changing as mineral-rich water flows over them. Here's the fascinating part. These terraces can grow up to 2 feet per year. That means what you see today might look completely different next year. Some terraces dry up while new ones form. It's geology in fast forward. The boardwalks take you right through the formations. Don't skip the upper terraces. They require a short drive, but offer some of the most dramatic views. Oh, and keep an eye out for elk. They practically own this area of the park and often hang out on the lawns near the historic buildings. Pretty surreal to see them just casually grazing while tourists walk by. Number 5, Yellowstone Lake. At 136 square miles, Yellowstone Lake is one of the largest high-elevation lakes in North America. And it sits at over 7,700 feet above sea level with water so clear you can see down 20 feet in some areas. What makes this lake unique? Beneath its surface, hydrothermal vents and hot springs continue to bubble away. The lake is actually sitting on top of one of the largest active volcanic systems on Earth. You can kayak, fish for native cutthroat trout, or simply walk along the shoreline at sunset. West Thumb Geyser Basin, located right on the lake's edge, features hot springs that empty directly into the cold lake water. The temperature contrast creates some surreal scenes. Number 6, Hayden Valley. If Lamar Valley is the Serengeti, Hayden Valley is its quieter, equally impressive cousin. This open valley along the Yellowstone River offers spectacular wildlife. Viewing with a different vibe, it feels more intimate somehow. Bison are practically guaranteed here, but the real draw for many visitors, this is prime grizzly bear territory. The meadows attract bears searching for bison carcasses, and during certain seasons, you might spot a mother with cubs. The Yellowstone River winds through the valley, adding beautiful reflections to your photos. Again, early morning and evening are your best bets for both wildlife and light. Number 7, Towerfall. Here's a spot that gets overlooked because it's not on the main loop that most tourists follow. Towerfall is a 132-foot waterfall that plunges between volcanic pinnacles into a rocky canyon below. The viewpoint is easily accessible from the parking area, making it perfect for a quick stop. But if you want the full experience, hike down to the base of the falls. It's steep, fair warning, but standing at the bottom looking up, completely different perspective. The rock formations surrounding the falls look like something out of a fantasy novel, with tower-like spires framing the cascade. Number 8, Norris Geyser Basin. This is the hottest and most dynamic thermal area in Yellowstone. The temperatures here are extreme, with some spots reaching over 450 degrees Fahrenheit just a few feet below the surface. Steamboat Geyser lives here, the world's tallest active geyser. When it erupts, which is unpredictable, it can reach heights of 300 to 400 feet. Witnessing a steamboat eruption is bucket list stuff. The porcelain basin section looks like a moonscape, white, steaming, otherworldly. Walk the boardwalks carefully and pay attention to the warning signs. This place reminds you that you're standing on top of a supervolcano. Fun fact: the ground here shifts and changes so often that rangers have to regularly adjust the boardwalks to keep up with new thermal features appearing. Number 9, Artist Point and the Grand Canyon of Yellowstone. Okay, this view will stop you in your tracks. Artist Point overlooks the Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone and the lower falls, a 308-foot waterfall that dwarfs Niagara. The canyon walls display yellows, oranges, and reds created by iron compounds in the rock. Some historians believe this is where Yellowstone got its name, from the Yellowstones lining this canyon. Uncle Tom's Trail offers a different perspective if you're up for a challenge. 328 stares down into the canyon. Your legs will burn. Your camera roll will thank you. The colors here shift throughout the day as the sun moves, so photographers often return at different hours to capture completely different moods. Number 10, Mud Volcano Area. Want to see the earth burp? This is your spot. The Mud Volcano Area features bubbling mud pots, hissing steam vents, and the ominously named Dragon's Mouth Spring, which actually sounds like a dragon breathing inside a cave. It smells like sulfur. It looks like something from sci-fi movie, and it perfectly demonstrates the raw geothermal power sitting beneath Yellowstone's surface. Number 11, Fairy Falls Trail. Remember I mentioned this earlier. Fairy Falls is one of Yellowstone's tallest waterfalls at 197 feet, but it receives a fraction of the visitors compared to other major attractions. The trail is relatively flat, about 5 miles round trip, and takes you through forests recovering from the 1988 fires. At the end, you're rewarded with a delicate waterfall that seems almost too pretty for such an easy hike. Combine this with the grand prismatic overlook, and you've got one of the best half-day adventures in the park. Number 12, Biscuit Basin. This small thermal area is often passed by tourists racing to Old Faithful, which is exactly why you should stop. Sapphire Pool here is one of the most brilliantly blue springs in the park. The boardwalk loop takes maybe 30 minutes, and you'll likely have it mostly to yourself. Sometimes the overlooked spots end up being the most memorable. Number 13, Firehole River Swimming Area. Yes, you can actually swim in Yellowstone. The Firehole River Swimming Area is one of the only spots in the park where swimming is officially allowed, and warm water from nearby hot springs keeps it comfortable even when the air is cool. It's a unique experience, floating in a river warmed by geothermal activity while surrounded by forest and wildlife. Just check current conditions as closures sometimes happen. Bring water shoes. The rocky bottom can be slippery, and maybe a picnic. There's nothing like snacking by the river after a refreshing dip. Number 14, Mount Washburn Hike. For those wanting a more challenging adventure, Mount Washburn delivers. The summit sits at 10,243 feet and offers 360-degree panoramic views of the park. The hike is about 6 miles round trip with significant elevation gain. But on a clear day, you can see the Tetons, Yellowstone Lake, and vast stretches of wilderness. Bighorn sheep are commonly spotted near the summit. There's a fire lookout at the top where you can rest and take in the views. Start early to avoid afternoon thunderstorms that roll in during summer months. Number 15, attend a ranger program. Here's one that costs nothing and adds so much value. Yellowstone's rangers offer free programs throughout the park: wildlife talks, geology walks, evening campfire programs, and more. These programs give you context and stories that transform how you experience everything else. That geyser isn't just steam, it's a window into a massive volcanic system. That bison isn't just an animal, it's a survivor of near extinction. Check the park newspaper when you arrive for schedules and locations. And there you have it, 15 incredible things to experience in Yellowstone National Park. Whether you're traveling solo, with friends, or bringing the whole family, this park has something that will genuinely blow your mind. If this helped you plan your trip, smash that subscribe button so you don't miss our next adventure. I'll see you there.